It's always one person, at least one person that has a comment and thinks that I'm talking about them or I'm passing on judgment. And that couldn't be further from the truth. So allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Jordan. Some people call me JoJo. Some people call me Jo. Some people just call me Jay. Either of those three will work. I am a former people pleaser, and it took me years of working therapy, isolation to realize that not only was I hurting myself by trying to please others, but I was enabling behaviors that allowed others to treat me worse than I was treating myself. And I realized this when I was on a call with my therapist one evening, and I was talking to her about my goals, right? So, my goals, or one of my goals, was to become a better listener. And I didn't know that I was already good at listening, right? I was already good at listening to others and their problems and coming up with solutions, and I still am. But what I really meant was that I needed to become a better listener to myself, right? And when it came down to it, I was being very critical and judgmental, but I needed to learn how to discern better. And in that process, it took me writing a bunch of letters. It took me journaling a lot. It took me sitting down with myself and being honest with my feelings, because there was a lot of dysfunction. There was a lot of times where I would push my feelings to the side to accommodate someone else's feelings. And I see that in people around me. I see that in my friends. I see that in strangers. And I took it upon myself to not point out the flaws of other people, but to look at my own weaknesses, to examine them, to acknowledge them, right? Because you don't become strong just by going to the gym and picking up heavy weights. You go and you recognize the areas that you're weak at. You work at it continuously and consistently until they become stronger.